Card 36. For this problem, you need to know the area of a triangle and the area of a circle. Those are definite formulas that you need to know in order to solve this problem. And secondly, I just want to note that this is a tough problem, so definitely keep the pause button close by. I want you to watch this and kind of pause and really take in each step as I'm doing it, because there are a lot of steps, and I try to go through it slowly, but it is advanced, especially if you haven't done geometry yet, then it's very advanced. So I would even ask your math teacher if you haven't yet dealt with areas of circles and triangles. But let's get started. This is a tricky problem, and I'm going to show you step by step what we're doing. So that's our picture, and we're looking for that area. So we know that LMN, meaning this triangle, is a right triangle. And we know that this is a circle, and that these points of the triangle are on the circle. We know that the area of this triangle is 18. And we want to know the area of the white region. Well, in this case, it's the black region. So, first thing you need to notice is that this is a circle, and this is the middle of the circle. So, we want to notice that this line and this line are the same because they're both the radius of the circle. Any point that touches the middle of the circle and the edge of the circle is a radius, and a circle always has the same radius all the way around. So we know that these two sides are equal to each other. All right, so now if we're looking for the area of that triangle, we need to know the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. All right, the base is right here, and the height is right here. So if the area is 18, and that equals 1/2 times the base, which let's say is r, times the height, which is also r, then we can solve for r. We can solve for the radius of that circle and those two distances. So we have 18 equals 1/2, r times r is r squared. We can divide away the 1/2 to try to get r alone. R squared equals 18. If you're dividing by 1/2, that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1. So now, instead of dividing by 1/2, we're multiplying times the reciprocal, which is 2/1. So now, 18/1 times 2/1 is just 18 times 2, which is 36. Now to solve for r from r squared, you want to get rid of that squared, which you do by taking a square root. The square root of 36 is 6. All right, so now we know that these distances are 6 and 6. All right, so now to find the area of that white region, we're going to need to know the area of a circle. The area of so I'll write a little triangle here, but an area of a circle is pi r squared. Now, we only want the area of this part of the circle. So what we're basically going to do is find the area of this part of the circle, this whole thing, and then we're going to subtract away that triangle because we already know the area of that triangle. So you'll see if we take this whole bit of the circle and subtract away that triangle, we're left with just this bit, which is what we're solving for. So the thing you need to notice is that this is a 90-degree angle, and this is a little bit advanced, but a circle from beginning to end is 360 degrees. So if you're taking just a 90-degree angle, you're actually splitting it into fourths because there are 4 90-degree angles inside of 360 degrees. So this whole bit is 1/4 of the circle. Okay, so the area of that whole bit, sorry, I'll just draw it like this maybe, just the bit we're looking for, is 1/4 of pi r squared. 1/4 of the total area is this whole bit. Okay, so let's solve for that whole bit, because as I said, we're going to solve for that and then subtract away that triangle. So the area of that bit is 1/4 times pi and then r. What's our radius? We solved it by solving for these sides of the triangle. It's 6 squared. Now, what's 6 squared? 36. You should know your basic squareds, like all the way up to 10 squared. Even good if you know up to 12 or even 15. Now, 1/4 times pi times 36. Let's put the numbers together. 36 times 1/4. So we can write 36 over 1 times pi. So 1 times 36 is 36. Remember, you multiply straight across with a fraction. Over 4 pi. And what's 36 divided by 4? You should know it's 9 times pi. Okay, so now we know that this whole area, again, if we're doing this minus the triangle, then we know that this area is 9 pi. And we're subtracting away the area of that triangle, which, do you remember what the area of that triangle is? It says in the question, it's 18. And you will actually see that that is the correct answer. 9 pi, and then you subtract away the triangle, which is 18. That is your correct answer, and you don't have to reduce it any farther. You won't ever have to deal with reducing pi's any farther because you don't have a calculator. So you're going to leave pi as pi. And that is your correct answer. This is a tricky problem. So definitely ask your math teacher if you need help with dealing with circles, dealing with geometry and area and all of that. But I tried to show you step by step how to attack this problem. And so definitely ask your math teacher if you're confused about, area of a circle, dealing with why this is 1/4 of the total area, because it is a tough problem.